Hey, my Liptons. Listen, listen. I'm not going to sit here and act as if when I saw this news break, I didn't have a quick anxiety attack, okay? Because I did. The hair on the back of my neck stood up. I had goosebumps. Like, I was just like, oh my God, like, I can't believe that this is happening right now. So, if y'all have been living under a rock for like the past hour or so, um, Jay-Z has been accused of allegedly raping a 13-year-old. Oh, sorry. Trigger warning for anybody. I apologize. Um, if y'all are sensitive to these kinds of topics, please log out, or if you can read the article. But, like, we're going to be talking about some uncomfortable, unfortunate stuff. But allegedly, Jay-Z has been accused of these things, that allegedly he assaulted a 13-year-old back in 2000 with Diddy. Okay, so I'm gonna read this NBC article, then we're gonna discuss Jay-Z's statement, which personally for me I thought was very strong. Like, it was a very strong worded statement. um and then I'm gonna get to my thoughts at the end. So yeah, let's get to it. So it says here, Jay-Z accused in a civil lawsuit of Ring a 13-year-old girl in 2000 along with Diddy. Jay-Z responded uh, in a lengthy statement calling the allegations idiotic, and the accuser is anonymous. Jay-Z, the rap star entrepreneur, real name Sean Carter, was accused in a lawsuit Sunday for Ring a 13-year-old girl in 2000, allegedly along with Diddy. The anonymous accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, as the assault happened after she was driven to an MTV Video Music Awards after party. Okay. The federal lawsuit was originally filed in October in the Southern District of New York, listing Combs as a defendant. It was refiled this Sunday to include, and I'm going to discuss all, like, this whole, I guess, controversy of, like, the refiling and everything like that, because I'm going to discuss my thoughts later. Texas-based attorney Tony Busby, who filed the suit, did not comment. Carter, yeah. We're gonna read Jay-Z's statement. The spokesperson for the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York declined to comment. Busby filed several lawsuits. All right, so these are the lawsuits that Busby came out with. I think because when I first heard about Tony Busby, it was like in September that he was gonna file a lawsuit, not just towards like celebrities, but like to like insurance companies, and he said that he was going to go after like the big guns, accusing Combs of assault, R word, blah blah blah. Okay. So it says, okay, so I'm gonna discuss this. Okay. Prosecutor said, so this is the part where we talk about the refiling. Before the lawsuit was refiled Sunday, Carter received a letter from plaintiff counsel requesting a mediation to resolve this matter. Busby wrote in the suit, in response to the letter which NBC News has seen, Carter filed his own lawsuit against the accuser's attorney. Busby wrote in the suit, you have made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are okay, yada yada. The suit claims that in 2000, when Doe was 13, Combs and Carter R'd her at a house party after the MTV Video Music Awards in New York. What was a 13-year-old even doing at the MTV Video Music Awards? That is a whole different conversation. The parents. Oh my God. The lawsuit says a friend dropped her off. Oh my God. Dropped her off at the VMAs at Radio City Music Hall. She did not have a ticket. She approached the various limousine drivers to try and gain access to the show or an after party. One driver, the lawsuit says, told her that he worked for Combs, that she fit what Diddy was looking for. He invited her to a party after the show and told her to return to his car later in the evening after transporting Carter and Combs. The suit says later the driver picked her up. The suit says after 20 minutes they arrived at the White House with a U-shaped driveway. The suit says she had to sign a document that she believed was a non-disclosure agreement on arrival. They didn't and did not receive a copy to enter the party, which the suit says filled with celebrities and people doing marijuana and cocaine. She was offered a drink that made her feel woozy, lightheaded, and felt like she needed to lay down. Went into 13. Oh my gosh. Um, shortly shortly after the suit says Combs and Carter entered the room with Combs saying you are ready to the party. That's when she that's when she alleges Carter removed her clothes, held her down, arred her while Combs and an unnamed female celebrity watched she says Combs raped her as Carter and the woman looked on. The suit says that she was able to resist being forced to perform oral sex on Combs by hitting him on the neck and that he stopped. Uh, okay. After the alleged assault, the suit says that she grabbed her clothes and left. She made her way to the gas station where she called her father. It says the accuser is seeking unspecified damages. The lawsuit is filed under New York Victims of Gender Motivated Violence Protection Act. Not only okay, so this is Jason Misty. Okay. Um okay, so Jay-Z vehemently denied these claims. Okay. So that was the article. Um Shall let's get into it. My lawyer received the so he's saying that his blackmail is extortion is lies. Okay, this is what Jay-Z is saying allegedly. Um, my lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud that you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are heinous in nature, and that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I have had, if who I have had, who sorry, who I have done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these type of theatrics. I have no idea how you can come up with such a deplorable human. How you could be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby, but I promise you I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. You claim to be a Marine. Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity. Wow. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will sit our children down to one whom is at the age who's at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age. It is unfair to have to try to understand the inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. My heart and support goes out to true victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume of probability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. You have made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I am a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn, who do not play these types of games, okay? We have very strict codes and honor. We protect our children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theories, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am. Well, I'm not going to sit here and act like I said in the beginning of this video. I'm not going to sit here and act as if I was not shook. I wasn't saddened. I was not, you know, before all this, of course, when Diddy got popped, when Diddy got arrested, there was this slew of like, internet, keyboard warriors kind of like, oh, Jay-Z's next, Jay-Z's next, blah, 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 Jay-Z's next. People praying for Jay-Z's downfall, whatever, whatever. And to me, I'm like, listen, like, if there are true victims, like, of Jay-Z, clearly for Diddy, and so forth, allegedly, of course, then let it be. Then I'll let it play out, let the courts handle it, you know, let the chips fall where they may. I did hear about Tony Busby, back in September. That was my first time ever hearing about this guy. And he came out, he did a whole press conference. He was like, oh yeah, we got other victims of Diddy. And, we're not just gonna go after celebrities, we're gonna go after like insurance companies, movie companies for, accusing them of fostering like, pedophile rings and so forth. So, Tony Busby was like, yeah, we're gonna do that. And at first, I'm not gonna hold you. At first, when when people spoke, like, people were talking about, oh yeah, Tony Busby's like this big lawyer in Texas. And I'm like, okay, at that time I still didn't do no big research on him, but like, even for me, even then I was like, okay, how is he gonna verify all the, like, because he was telling people to call a number to say like, oh, who is a victim of Diddy or whichever celebrity, you can call this number. So I'm like, okay, how is he going to, like, I guess filter out, like, there, let's be honest, y'all, there are going to be some call chasers, and who is going to be the real victim. So I guess Tony Busby, from his research and what he has done, his filtering out, he feels like this Jane Doe was a Jay-Z victim, and quite frankly, obviously, in a more just unbiased point of view, we have to let this play out. We have to let this play out in court. We have to let this play out and see what happens. If this turns out to be true or whatever, like, it's a civil suit, but like, I hope she gets the money that she needs. But from this point on, Jay-Z should be ostracized from society. Like, the same way Diddy is a pariah, Jay-Z needs to become a pariah. Like, if this comes out to be true, he needs to be gone. We can't do it. We have, this society already does not punish a lot of the abuse that occurs within our communities, within our households, within our societies. We already don't hold abusers accountable. So it's like, I do think that, like, we do need to make examples of, like, when, these billionaires, whoever, but unfortunately, these high people in high society who become billionaires and think that they can just run wild and just assault anybody they like, they need to be put down expeditiously. And I think that Jay, if he, like I said, if he did this, he needs to go. Unfortunately, it is a civil suit, so it's just money. But like, like I said, even for me personally, I kind of changed my view on like civil lawsuits. Before I kind of like I kind of stigmatized civil lawsuits because I felt like, okay, why are y'all going civilly? Like, shouldn't y'all go criminally? Because I was always taught, like, as a child, like, the saying, if you do the crime, you need to do the time. Like, call 911 if someone did, that's how I grew up. But like, as time goes on, I do think that like money can be justice as well. It just, especially if these are true real victims. But yeah, but also just also playing the, because I have to do this, y'all. I have to also not, we do live in a system where, people are proven innocent before proving, even though society wise we do tend to, be like guilty and then innocence, but like our rules, our conduct, what is the law of innocent to proven guilty. So to play devil's advocate, I did hear some things about Tony Busby, I did hear that he, you know, some people are saying that he's a scammer. Some people saying that he be doing some BS, and he's a BS lawyer in Houston. So there could be a good chance. Like, I don't know. Could be, could not be. It depends. Um, and that he could be doing this just because, he's seen that the internet has been like, really, really kind of like tearing down Jay-Z, tearing down Beyonce, wanting to humble them down a little bit, especially after Diddy got popped. And in a way, I kind of don't blame people when it comes to like kind of like tearing, kind of, building Jay-Z and Beyonce up just to pull them down, because we got to be honest, Jay-Z and Beyonce were close with Diddy. They were tight. Everybody was friends with everybody. Jay-Z was friends with Kanye. Jay-Z was friends with Diddy. Jay-Z. So it's like, in a way, people are also looking at it from a standpoint of like, well, damn, sir, like, you mean to tell me that Diddy did all these crimes and you had no inkling of it? You had no sense of like nothing. You just like a bystander. Like, you didn't know. Well, maybe you were a bystander. Who knows? Allegedly, I don't know. But people are kind of like, damn, like, you were around Diddy. You and Beyonce party. Y'all went to Diddy's parties. Obviously, those parties could be different from like a freak off, but like, whatever. So people feel that way, but at the same time, just because like you took a picture or you hung out with Diddy, like at a normal party, doesn't mean like you were participating in disgusting behavior. So I think that that's where like this whole gray area line comes into play. But um, you know, like I said, just to play devil's advocate, people could say that like this could be an extortion thing. $20, mind you, $20 became out, I think, what was it, in September, saying that he was gonna give these people 30 days. So it's like he wanted a settlement. So it's like, I can see where it can come off like that. Um, I don't know. And I'm also not gonna say and act as if like I'm not low key affected by this, because like, and I also obviously, because like Jay Z is he's an icon. Like, he's one of the Mount Rushmores in hip hop. So it's like, I'm not gonna sit and act as if like I'm not affected by this. Or obviously, also him being, I'm a huge Beyonce fan, so it's like him being Beyonce's husband. Like, this looks bad. Like, can we be honest? Like, this looks bad. This is not good. And it's messed up too, because it's like, if it does come out that like he wins this case, like, it can go either way. But like, if he does win this case, people are still gonna look at him differently. You know what I mean? Like, you were accused of rape. Like, do you know how serious of an allegation that is? So it's like, I don't know. Like, there's some parts of me that feels like Jay-Z might not recover from this. Like, this could really be like the nail in the coffin for his career. Not to say like he's doing anything musically, but like, his businesses, like what he has with like, Rock Nation, NFL, his ties with it. Like, this could really be the end of him. I will say that, especially him just being such an influential figure within hip hop, like his contribution. Like, I'm not gonna say an act as if like I'm not affected, because I'm low key am. Especially, Beyonce, and people are also looking at Beyonce's piece. It's like, what is she gonna do now? And then it's also like, you gotta look at the victims too. It's like, well, the victims comes first. Obviously, the victims always come first. So, you know, um, I would hope and pray. I'm gonna just say this. I hope and pray that these allegations are not true. Um, I hope and pray that this didn't. Because at the end of the day, I don't want children, like anybody, adults, children, anybody to get assaulted. Not like I hate, like it hurts my heart. Like, literally, like I just came from watching the Menendez documentary on Netflix, and I literally talked about it in another video, and I was sobbing watching the brothers testify. So it's like, and them talking about their abuse. So it's like, I hate it. I hate when children are abused in any form, physically, sexual. Like, I hate it. So I hope and pray that Jay did not do this to this child. I hope and pray that he is innocent. I hope and pray that it is what he claims it to be. But however, if it does come out that this is true, they have evidence for it, Jay not only deserves, obviously they deserve to take all his money, but he deserves prison time. He needs to go. Just like where Diddy is at, Jay-Z needs to go too. And this is the problem too, I think, and I was just speaking to my sister about this. With a lot of these black celebrities, you know, they think that, you know, once they get to a certain level, they think that they can do the same crimes as like what these, you know, white folks been get like, and it's no shade. Don't, not to say white folks don't get busted, but like, let's be honest, black celebrities get busted way faster than white celebrities do. So it's like, y'all get up, y'all get all this money, the money gets to y'all head, and it brings out the true animal that y'all are, and y'all think that y'all can just run rampant and be brutes for like the entirety of your careers, and thinking that nothing is going to happen, or you don't think that the industry will humble you down, and it will. Unfortunately, this industry just does like to use crimes for convenience, and I hate to say this, even this whole situation that's going on with Drake and UMG and everything like that, I wouldn't be surprised, and I hate to say it, I wouldn't be surprised if Drake is next. Because I feel like this industry only uses things when it's like convenient to use it. Like, they know that these celebrities be doing crimes, but yet they wait until the celebrities step on the higher ups' toes in order to expose them. That's how I feel about this whole Diddy thing. Even though obviously Diddy, to me personally, I think Diddy's guilty of all his crimes. I've been knowing about Diddy's crimes since I was like a kid. But let's be honest, y'all. The only reason why they wanted to bust Diddy now is because he was suing that alcohol company that he was working with. Okay. Jay-Z, Jay-Z lately, he's been calling out the Grammys. People have been, wishing for his downfall. Now you had this whole situation with Taylor Swift and Beyonce, and, them making Beyonce the number one. And the Grammys is coming up again. So it's like he needs some humbling. The same thing, and unfortunately, I hate to say it like this, but like I genuinely feel it now. Now that this news about Jay's coming out, my Liptons, do not be shocked if there's some allegations about Drake coming out. Because now Drake is going after the big guns. He's going after UMG and Spotify and everything like that. Don't be shocked. Mind you, we already got some news about it with the XXX extension case that's going on. Or that was closed, but they're bringing Drake's name up again. Something is happening. There's a vacuum happening that's trying to get rid of all these celebrities. I don't know. I have my own little conspiracy about it, but like I said, I think that the industry knows a lot of times about these people's crimes, and they wait until like these celebrities step on the higher ups' toes in order to officially like get rid of them. So I don't know. I think Jay-Z is probably going through one of those right now. But however, two things can be true at the same time. Maybe Jay-Z was stepping on some toes, but at the same time, he could have also done this crime, allegedly. So, and if he did do the crime, what is it saying? He needs to do the time expeditiously. So, well, we'll see what happens, y'all. We'll see. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I'll talk to you guys later.